Welcome to our series of holiday rental instructional videos. Today we're going to focus on the kitchen. When walking into the home, one of the first things you want to be doing is heading straight for the dishwasher. The previous guest may have loaded the dishwasher, but may not have hit the cycle button. So opening the dishwasher, having a look, sometimes it will be empty, you'll be able to get straight on with the clean, but often you'll be putting some dishes away. Once that's done, you want to make sure you give it a beautiful detail clean on the inside so it's nice and shiny. Paying particular attention to the filter that's in the bottom. So it definitely can definitely get quite gunked up at times. Once you've got the dishwasher sorted and everything is put it away, you want to move around the kitchen as effectively as you can, or either cleaning top to bottom, left to right, however you prefer to do your job. In particular, I would use this as a tool, filling it with warm soapy water, finishing off with this toward the end of the clean, having it nice and dry buffed. This presentation on the sink area is super important. Now, under the kitchen sink is where most of the amenities live. You'll have a detailed list of all the amenities that need to go into the home. Just make sure that they're restocked exactly as they're set out, and your account manager can advise you with those. The bin section. You want to make sure that the bin has been detail cleaned. Okay, so really good job of making sure that it presents guest ready, completely spotless. Replacing the liner as well and making sure that there's enough stock of those into the home. Now, we'll move over to the oven section here. The oven is always a point of contention in holiday homes, and people definitely will judge a clean if the oven isn't spotless. It's all about doing your maintenance work with the oven. Getting the oven guest ready to a high standard will make the oven extremely quick to clean time and time when you come to do your changeovers. Checking the gas burners at the top, make sure that they're fully functional. This will be a great way as well. You'll be able to see if the house has run out of gas. It certainly does happen. And the oven itself, what I'd like to do with the oven is most of the time when you've done your pre-maintenance work, your oven's typically going to be quite clean. Most guests will only use the oven once or twice during the stay. Always make sure that your oven tray has been lined with foil, just making your job a lot easier. Presents a lot nicer for the guest. Now, in terms of all the cupboards, you want to, when you first get to know your property, I would highly suggest opening every single cupboard, getting a really good feel for what goes where. Everything inside the cupboards, the crockery, the pots, the pans, particularly the glassware and the mugs, all need to be kept in an orderly fashion. You need to ensure all the cupboards are spotless on the inside. By good maintenance again, once you've gone through and got the property to your standard, you'll find that it's a really quick job to get through, give them all a really good wipe. Make sure, have a look at all the items that are in there. Have a look at the stemware, make sure there's no stains and marks on it, no watermarks. The toaster. Now, some properties, when you're done with the toaster and done with the kettle in particular, they will have a place in the home. This particular property, they're designed to be left out. So you want to make sure your toaster in particular can pass the test, the shake test. So the tray should be completely spotless. Definitely want to shake it out onto the floor. Make sure this is being fully wiped and polish it up nicely. Same goes for the kettle. I use the kettle for a lot of cleaning items in the home. In some of our other videos, we'll show you how to test for gas bottles. So I use this throughout a lot of my clean. But when I'm done, I make sure the water's out of it and it's been all shined up and nicely wiped down. Same goes for all the backsplash area and the top. You want to be moving everything, making sure everything is absolutely spotless. The kitchen is one of the most important areas of the home. People, as soon as they're coming from their long drive or their flight, they are going to make themselves a coffee and they will have a good look around. So definitely something you want to pay attention to. Cutlery drawers. This is probably one of the most important parts of any kitchen. The cutlery drawer needs to be right on top of this. There should be no crumbs. This should be like a beautifully clean space. The cutlery should all be nice and orderly, and ensure that all homes have enough crockery and cutlery for the actual guests that book the home. So if it's a 12-bedroom property, you want to make sure that there's enough to cater for all those people, and if there isn't, let your account manager know so that the owner can get the property stocked up the way it needs to be. Any of the other appliances, this particular property has a water jug and a soda stream. These will be used by the guest. You want to make sure they're all really nice and sanitized. Same with the knife block and the outside of the microwave. With the microwave, you want to pay particular attention to wiping out the inside, but the roof. The roof is where someone can very easily get overlooked because you can't see it with the naked eye, but it's often when people get explosions in the microwave, and it can, yeah, definitely is a real big point of contention with a lot of our holiday rentals. Coffee machine. Always ensure that the coffee pods are stocked up if that's part of the house amenities. You want to be emptying the water and giving the coffee machine a really good once over. So checking that all of the well-used items have all been rinsed and cleaned thoroughly and the whole thing wiped down. And then we'll work over to the fridge. Now, the fridge in most holiday rental homes is always going to be spotless, bare, nice, beautiful, clean space. So the outside should all be nice and shined up. Pay attention to the top of the fridge, it often gets overlooked. On the inside, you need to remove all food from the property, so everything has to come out. The ice trays in particular, you must make sure that they've been changed over. Some people do put alcohol into the ice cubes. We know it's someone's child coming across that, so definitely be replacing it. And from time to time, some of your properties may have certain amenities that go in the fridge, maybe a bottle of wine, a 6-pack of beer, so just ensure that everything's carried out to the T with that. With your pantry cupboards, again, you want to be opening these, making sure that all the surfaces are really inviting and that everything's orderly and where it needs to be. And finally, everything should find its way onto the floor, and then you're simply with your clean at the end, a vacuum, a mop, and then you've got your kitchen done.